Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Jobs Project AI Workshop. And glad to have everyone here today with our guest. Our AI guru, Sam Velu, is here. I'm Alejandro Brutosolas, Program Manager for PWN. And then also along with us, we have the co-host of NapChat, Rachel Nesmith, here as well. And I want to welcome all of you again to the AI workshop. It's going to be a great discussion on grit. I definitely experienced that last year when I was looking for a job, right around the 6-month mark. When things weren't going, as planned, that's when the grit kicked in, right? And I didn't give up, switched some things around. And so I'm really excited, to hear this conversation, this presentation from, Sam. Before we do that, I want to make a big announcement to the Jobs Project. Starting today, we are thrilled to announce that Udemy is now part of the PWN for PWN Jobs Project. This program is open to people living with narcolepsy and IH and their caregivers. Through Udemy, you'll gain access to thousands of skill-building courses to boost your career along our AI workshops and group coaching sessions. So here's what you get, or here's what you need to know. There are 15 seats available, so enrollment is first come, first serve. That's a 90-day access to Udemy, so each participant gets 90 days to complete their Udemy courses so others can benefit after you. Of course, you can reapply as well. You'll also get a signing learning track. So part of the program is instead of choosing courses on your own, you'll be assigned personalized tracks to help you stay focused and supported. You'll get a learning ambassador who will check in with you on a regular basis and who will also assign those learning paths for you. This at an incredible value at no cost to you. Each Udemy license is valued at $250. Every AI workshop, like we're doing tonight, is $25 worth of expert training. And group coaching sessions with Sam are a $225 opportunity. So participants receive all of this free of charge thanks to PWN for PWN and our program sponsors, Takeda and Avadel. This is your chance to build in-demand skills, grow your career with confidence, and take the next step toward meaningful employment. So don't hesitate. Go to our website, pwnforpwn.org, and go to the Jobs Project. You'll see that under our Programs tab. Click on the Jobs Project, and you can apply for the program today. So, hurry up with that. We'd love to have you participate in the program. All right, with all that said, Sam, the floor is yours, my friend.
Thank you very much, Alejandro. Thanks for PWN for pwn.org. And I'm excited about the Udemy project that is signed on to the Jobs Project, which will help the participants if they take advantage of it. And I heard somewhere in there you mentioned about learning ambassadors. I definitely would want to be a learning ambassador and help whoever wants to tweak their track or help them with their track. The first thing I will do today is maybe we will ask a few questions and then get to it. What do you understand from the word grit? What do you think grit means? Anybody can answer.
I think the first word that comes to my mind, just like resilience, right? Confidence, but really resilience is the one that first just really comes to my mind. Anybody else?
And
I was thinking discouragement, but maybe I'm off.
Like digging down deep, willing to put in the work.
Very good. Rachel is getting on track. And where do you think people usually, I heard Alejandro's telling a story that at 6 months, he had to dig deep, get in, understand, and keep doing whatever he's doing, tweak it, see what's not working, what's working, but keep doing it, right? What is that word for that part of it?
Makes me think of grind, but I'm not sure that's
It
maybe
is
not
like
the
a
right.
grind, but it requires
Determination, dedication.
discipline,
Discipline.
Yes.
right? It's the two words that you might have grit, but if you don't have the discipline, it does not equal to the job, right? And Alejandro mentioned this program is for people who are on the journey to get a job or looking for a job. But every time I talk to somebody, when you're in the job, you should also be doing some of these things that you are doing when you're out of a job, and build that grit and determination, which you already have. If you're going through IH or narcolepsy or any of those things, you already have an inbuilt grit and discipline that you are already knowing it, but you developed that because you had to overcome some of those challenges that you have. You had that grit, you had that discipline so that you can start following it, right? I'm not sure if you can see my screen. Anybody can see my screen yet?
Yes.
Mhm.
So this is grit plus discipline is equal to career growth, whether you are looking for a job or going to be in the job and upskill and do. So living with narcolepsy, you already have developed and already proves that you're incredible resilience. Somebody used the word resilience, right? You have navigated unpredictable sleep patterns, right? Usually for the normal folks, they go to sleep at 9 o'clock, wake up at 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever that is. But you had to adjust your sleep patterns and things. More important, how do you manage your energy levels, right? You're very strategic about it, and you adapted to the challenges most people never face, right? Tonight, we are going to focus on channeling that proven resilience into accelerated career growth using the power of artificial intelligence. With whatever you have developed, maybe you like, okay, I need to fight this, I'm going to do whatever I need to do, and you have not thought about, oh, this is just my survival, that's why I have developed it, right? But it's the same thing. You're going, if you need to find a job, or you're in the job to sustain the job, you need to do a few things with grit and discipline, right? This, I'm excited about this workshop. This is about recognizing the unique strengths you are already developed through managing your sleep disorder and leveraging some of the AI tools to amplify those strengths in a way to transform your career, right? You're not here despite your condition, you are here because of the exceptional qualities that cultivated in you, right? A lot of the people think about a disability. I'll tell you a personal story that I'm going through right now. One of my friends has a situation that he just found out he has some form of that he has seizures and stuff like that, but he's not able to cope with it. He's more worried about what will people think about him or her, right? And it is absolutely, it is a life-changing thing. But in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that he has recognized it, he's on medication, but he's trying to adjust to it, and he's somehow come up with defense mechanisms, things that he can do to overcome some of those things, right? Which he didn't have. What do they say? Necessity is the mother of invention, right? And sometimes we do. When grit and discipline, why should grit and discipline matter? Like, if you have grit, is that enough for you to grow in your career? I don't think so. You also need to have discipline. I work for a sales organization where sometimes we have the grit, but we may not have the discipline, right? If you're not waking up in the morning, talent gets you started. What was Tom Brady? Which where did he get drafted? I'm not sure if anybody follows football. I thought Tom Brady was a fifth round pick or sixth round pick, right? But look at, he ended up as the best quarterback, winning most number of Super Bowls, most number of rings that he has. Did he have talent? No. But there are so many other people that we hear that they have talent, but they never work out in the end because they have not They do not have the discipline to eat healthy, to do the exercises that they need to do, take care of their body, and do whatever is required for them to be successful. Talent might get started, but grit keeps you going. But discipline makes results repeatable, right? Um, yeah, I have passion to teach. Can I do that any time of the day? Absolutely. But passion and perseverance for long term goals push you through obstacles, setbacks, and inevitable plateaus every career faces. Doesn't matter what you're doing, we all go through that lull period or down trajectory, and we need to learn how to, the grit helps you to get back on the horse, right? And discipline makes that keep going and gets you the results that you need, right? If you look at the research from Angela Duckworth's groundbreaking studies show that grit is better predictor of success than talent alone. I always tell people, what is the one thing that usually I look for in a candidate when I hire them? They might all have all the skills, but there is one thing I look for, and if you add all those numbers, it equals to 100. Anybody? Attitude. If you have the attitude, if you add A is 1, T is 20, and if you add all the alphabets in the letter, it equals to 100%. So if you have the attitude, you will be able to get somewhere along the line. Do you think grit is important, discipline important, or attitude is important?
Grit seems
Well,
like it's attitude would be part of grit, I feel like somehow.
Solomon, repeat it one more time.
I feel like attitude would be part of grit somehow.
It is. It is. That's exactly right. But that is that grit that you're going at. But let's say you wake up in the morning, you have a headache. You're in sales. You say, you know what, today I'm going to take off. I'm like, okay. And when you come back tomorrow, you are fallen back. And that's what happens in sales. If you don't do it, your things will get delayed. And that's why salespeople are afraid to take vacations and enjoy themselves, because they feel that they've lost that momentum, right? That keeps them going, that they have lost it. They have to come back and do part. But discipline and the attitude, you know, I'm on vacation, but let me make sure that I make these 5 phone calls that are important. I will follow up with the salespeople. Right? For you guys who are going through narcolepsy and high edge, I'm sure if there are other people on the call who are not having that, this combination becomes even more powerful, right? You already developed grit through managing your condition daily. Now we will show you how you can channel that proven resilience systematically with some AI tools that work even when your energy fluctuates, right? So that's where AI comes into play. And AI is being, I don't know how to say this other than that AI is developing the intelligence, and it is increasing in its intelligence every 3.5 months. Think about it, after 2 years, what will happen to AI, right? It will be more. The reality, living with narcolepsy or idiopathic hypersomnia means navigating real challenges that most people never experience or do, right? Some of the challenges after talking to a lot of people, what I've seen is you have an unpredictable fatigue that doesn't follow normal patterns, right? Like I woke up this morning at 4 o'clock after a whole day of partying yesterday and getting the things. So I'm like, I'm tired a little bit, but I know that I need to go at 8:30. I need to be at full strength and do this presentation, right? So I drank 2 coffees, went up and down. Uh, Sleep attacks or overwhelming drowsiness at inopportune times, right? This is the one that I've heard from a lot of people: stigma and misunderstanding from others who think you are just tired. Need for strategic energy management throughout each day, medication side effects and timing consideration. But through all this, there are some strengths that you have absolutely developed. And I can see that in every individual that I've spoken to, like exceptional persistence. You may not think it is a big deal for you, but for somebody like me who's seen you from outside, I absolutely love the exceptional persistence that some of you have displayed. Yeah, you show up despite obstacles others never face. Advanced adaptability. You have learned to pivot quickly when energy shifts. You have very deep on empathy. I've spoken to somebody this afternoon, and I can tell they are very, very empathetic. They want people to come together. And I don't want to get political, but in the world that we are living in today, you see that there's so much division and so much people. It doesn't matter which political party affiliations you belong to. At the end of the day, we are all living on the same planet in the same space, and I think there is lack of empathy sometimes, right? People don't listen to that other person. They don't give them a chance. They don't give them a chance to talk or try to understand the situation. Strategic thinking. You plan and prioritize with precision most people lack, which I have seen very. If you hone those skills, you absolutely can really kill it, right? Crisis management. You stay calm under pressure. Others find overwhelming. Yeah, in some cases, when you're there, you might feel like everybody else, but most of you have developed very. You stay calm in crisis, and under pressure, others find overwhelming, right? AI as your co-pilot. Think of AI as your sidekick, an assistant that will help you during your down energy times, during your things that they can do automatically. Uh, if you're in the job search tracking, you can use Notion, you can use things to organize your application, track responses, identify patterns in your job search success. Alejandro, what did you do when you hit that 6 month point? What did you what is the exercise you went through?
Yeah, I went through the whole revamping my resume, my LinkedIn profile. Actually, I beefed up my LinkedIn profile. I didn't have much of one, and I took classes like this that was offered through the unemployment department, which gave me credit towards getting my payment. My weekly payment. And so yeah, once I got to the 6th of March, I just knew there's something wrong with my resume. There's something wrong with my cover letters. I'm not. I think I only got like one interview, and that was including the only one hit from a recruiter, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. But once I made that change, then I mean literally the day I used my first resume, my updated resume, I was getting hits. I mean, and I still do to this very day.
So Alejandro, there is something that happened on that day also for you. What do you think that was? You developed the grit, but something happened on that day. You also grew in confidence, and you also because you were so confident that you said, as soon as I changed my resume, I got and hit and kept the kids kept coming in,
Right.
right? So you validated your work. So sometimes the validation is required in that tough job market for you to get, and your mindset changed. Right now, you were not feeling down. Why am I not getting? Instead, oh my God, I'm getting so many hits. Now I'm ready. Now you get ready for the next step of resume tracking, interviewing, and other parts of it, right?
Yeah.
You can do resume tailoring. You can do the interview practice. You can do the daily accountability. And these are places where tools that save energy, right? Chat GPT and Claude are, again, I'll tell you something. You all should try Perplexity. I'm starting to like Perplexity a little bit more. And again, these things change. And as long as you're using a free one, you can keep trying different ones and see which one you like. Content creation powerhouses. I know Rachel creates content, and she can accelerate the way that content is created and spit it out once a day, twice a day, thrice a day, depending on what tools she's using,
Thank
right?
you.
And yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Right? So those are things that you can do to save energy and generate tailored resumes and compelling cover letters in minutes. Now, I've also started hearing from people that they are starting to do bulk apply automatically, right? You don't even have to go and apply for jobs. It does. Like Trinity and Notion, you can keep track of every job that you applied, every job description. You can use Clockify and Focus apps. You can use Otter AI or any of those transcription models. So I was talking to somebody this afternoon and I asked the permission to record because I wanted to make sure that I'm paying attention to that individual when they're saying something. And I can go back to the transcripted generator and I can listen to the conversation. If something that I missed, I can go circle it, come back, add it, and then iterate it as I go. Right. So that absolutely is, you will get a structure to your job search, right? If you have a structure, it transforms sporadic effort into a systematic success. That's why people say processes are important. When managing narcolepsy or IH, have a predictable framework means you can maintain the money time, right? The time where your days, your energy level fluctuates. This isn't about perfection. It's about consistency that compounds over time. And this is what some of the times that I find in people, they want to be perfect. I want my resume to be perfect. Your resume will never ever be perfect. Let me put it that way. You can get it close, but it will never ever be perfect, right? You can tweak some of the things using some of the AI tools. You can check and respond to messages 10 minutes. You can apply to one to targeted position 20 minutes, right? You spend 30 to 45 minutes every day. You say every morning, whatever happens, that's where the grit comes in. Rain or shine, I'm going to start looking at jobs at 10 a.m. in the morning and until 10:45. I don't care what happens. I'm not moving from here. I'm going to be disciplined in the way that I'm looking for a job, right? You can look at your monthly growth activities. Like even if you're on the job, you want to grow, you want to learn, you want to upskill yourself. Like Udemy is a great place for you to upskill and learn something that you want to learn. And with the same person this afternoon when I asked for an exercise. Tell me the 3 to 5 things that you're very good at, 3 to 5 things that you're okay, you can manage with no help, and 3 to 5 things that you want to learn new. When you put that into a paper, and it doesn't matter what you do. If you cook well, put cooking on that skill. This is where it will help. Monthly growth activities. I'm good at this. I want to learn Excel. And by today is 15th, by September 15th, October 15th, I will make sure that I'm at least able to do pivot tables, right? You have to have a goal. Strategy review, what's working, what needs adjustment. That is what Alejandro did after 6 months. Portfolio updates, new projects, testimonial achievements. How many of you never touched your resume when you were in the job? Alejandro, have you looked at your resume?
Yeah, I haven't looked at my resume. It's been probably since the beginning of the year or so. Yeah.
And this is what happens, right?
Yep.
Sometimes market changes and you don't remember half the things that you are doing. So what I tell people to do is add into their resume at least every 3 months, go to your resume and start tweaking it. At least on the last project that you are on, right? Like I'm doing exciting things here. I'm doing this. I have become AI ready. I was not AI ready before I even moved into this job. I've taken upskilling through Udemy. You update that. And those every 3 months come in, add those projects, and as you're adding the projects, see which one is not important, take them off, tweak it, add it, and if you keep adding, and when you're ready, if ever you need to use that resume, you will be able to tweak it quickly and then see what makes sense at the time that you are looking for a job. It could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, it could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, right? I don't even know what roles I did in the last 13 years working here. The other day, my boss asked, what is the value you provide for us? Right? They just take it for granted, but looking back, yeah, I did the same thing from day one. I'm doing the same things, but I don't know what all projects I was involved in the last 13 years. I couldn't rattle it off. If I had written it somewhere in my resume, I could have said, hey, do you remember in 2013 when you didn't have a recruiting manager? Your jobs were not getting filled. I came and helped. And here's the first job I helped the salesperson, AJ, with for an Oracle DBF in the Virginia Beach client. Right? Now I remember it, but I can't remember every detail of it. That would be weekly objectives, right? Weekly objectives, monthly objectives. You can speak. Consistency beats intensity. Why do they baseball average? If somebody hits 400, right? Who's the only two people who have hit 400? I think was it Ted Williams and Tony Gwynn, who probably came close to it, right? Alejandro is going on to his chat GPT and trying to find who were the two batters who batted 400.
Takes 2.5 minutes. Yeah, because I'm clueless on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can I take this?
Right?
Yeah.
Standing out in resumes and interviews. I can tell you I talked to at least 100 people a week minimum. So in a year, I speak to about 5,000 folks. Even if you discount it, 3,000 folks every year. I've been doing this for 25 years. I've spoken to a lot of people, right? I have spoken close to 1 million people. If my math is right, 3,000
Wow.
25 years,
Wow.
right? 750,000 people. Right? This absolutely is a game changer for me because I have not looked at a resume. I can clearly, and job seekers should use this to tweak their resume, not to change it, not to make it, not to add any fluff into the things. Need to be your own, and you need to own whatever it is written. So the same person, I don't know what he or she did in her job, but when I dug deep, I could find few things. We will start adding it into the resume, and ChatGPT just gave us a framework of a resume. We can tweak that resume as we add context to the job that we have done from the beginning till now, right? It will add context to it. Keyword optimization, achievement quantification, skills translation. But some of the things that we are talking about, you need to have the grit. When you wake up in the morning, you have a headache, you say, no, I don't care. I'm going to do my job of looking for the job from 10 a.m. till 10:45. I know I'm not getting hits. I'm going to reevaluate my resume, see what changes I can make. I will see where I'm applying. I will talk to 15 people every week. I'm going to prepare a list. That is what. And this is where I think I can make a huge difference. Not I, when I say I, the AI can make a huge difference in the interview mastery, right? Before when you're in a job. Alejandro, did you ever do a mock interview with anybody?
Nope, I did not.
Now you have a virtual assistant where you can do mock interviews with them, right? You don't know the questions that you can say, I'm working for Davida. Here's the position I'm applying. Can you tell me from Glassdoor and LinkedIn reviews and other places that you have researched? Can you tell me the 25 to 30 questions that somebody has put it out there for me to prepare for it? And then it will give you. And then you say, here's my resume. look at it and tell me, give me the answers that makes sense. And then when it gives you the answer, you can say, you know what, I don't think that I can own that. I'm going to you translate it to my own style, right? Story preparation. Rachel is very good with story, right? Storytelling is one of the good things. She can sing songs.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, right. And question anticipation, confidence building, follow up optimization. These are things that you definitely can do much better in today. But in doing all these things, you need to have the grit and you need to have the discipline to make sure that you don't think about grit and discipline until the day that something is not happening to you. Then you say, from tomorrow, I'll wake up. How many of us made the New Year resolution? I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to quit eating too much. I'm going to go to the gym from tomorrow. You get membership. January, you are gone 31 days. Every day you're pumping. February, I'll take a day break. I'll take a couple of days break. I've done good for 30. Then that couple of days turns into, I think I can go once a week. That turns out to once a month, and then you stop going to the gym, right? So that is where the grit and the discipline comes into play, right? Grit stories employers remember. See, everybody listens to a storyteller. You can use that storytelling in your interview. And you can use any methodologies out there. There is scope, there is star, there are multiple methodologies out there. Any questions, any break that anybody have, any personal stories that they can chime in here?
Nope, I'm good.
Right? So whenever you say a story, think about it in how are you going to. I'll give you a simple example that I can remember on top of my head that I did with somebody 15 years ago. She was my executive assistant and she was going to go look for another job. And she had prepped her resume and she gave it to me and said, Sam, can you help me look at this resume? I'm talking 15, 20 years ago. She wanted to become a recruiter, and the company we work for, they would not let her be a recruiter. They said, no, you are a front desk staff. If you let go, you won't find. And they were stupid enough to not let her. Now, today, she's a recruiter, right? But when she wrote the administrative resume, she had just written, I can type at 150 words a minute or something to that extent, right? I can do this, I can do that. And as I'm standing there, I'm telling the story, she was narrating, Sam, I reduced the expenses of our office by X percentage. I said, oh, wow, that's interesting. Tell me, how did you do that? And she says that every day I used to put an order in to Staples or Office Max. At that time, there was no Amazon, right? They were ordering that. So I go to her and say, hey, I don't have pens. My notebook, the notebook we have is over. And the owner had told her, whatever somebody needs, they tell them and you order it for them, right? We want it centralized, so you order it. And she was ordering every day. And she said, I came up with an idea that I'm going to tell people that weaning them off from every day I'll do it once a week. I say I'm going to place an order on Friday and we will get it on Monday next week. But every Friday I will put an order. Whatever you need at 1 o'clock, you come and write it in the notebook and then I will order those things. And then she moved it to 2 weeks. Then she moved it to. So you know how much money she saved on shipping? Because you could order all those things and it would come in a big box and you just had to pay, right? Doesn't matter if you ordered a pencil, they're still going to charge you the minimum 495, 595, whatever that amount was from Staples that they used to charge for delivery, right? Nowadays you have the Prime. And just by looking at it, if they were spending $100 and she was able to save $40. What is the percentage she saved? She saved about 40% more. And then she, knowingly or unknowingly, she improved the process of what should be done, right? That's a template for any office administrator going forward. You don't need to. She's changed the complete process, but nobody paid attention to the shipping charges. Nobody paid attention to it. It's a big company. They didn't care, right? But she definitely changed the process. And we wrote that line in her resume, and I'm not telling. So she told that I improved the efficiency of the office. I decrease the cost. Isn't that what every owner or every business is looking for? How can we reduce costs? How can we be more efficient? And how can I do a lot more with less money and increase my sales? Right? That hit the chord with people. Oh, they called and I said, narrate the story, tell how people were ordering every day, and then how you change it from to a weekly, and then bi-weekly, then monthly, and then people didn't even realize that they missed it. So they were like, yeah, I need to buy a pen, I'll go to the front desk, write down. And they used to keep candies in the front desk, so people used to go try to pick up. So, oh, I remember I don't have my mouse working, let me order a mouse. So they go write it on the sheet. We order a mouse, and you get one big package with one small mouse in it, right? That's that. So the grit definitely helps, and you can use that as a story, right? Situation, action, and results. And that's something. Incorporate your grit and your discipline into your story for every situation that you face, and say it as STAR methodology. You will be okay. There are a lot of communities out there, like PWN. For PWN is a big community that is for you guys, and they are Project Sleep. I'm not sure how many of you know that. Wake Up Narcolepsy, Narcolepsy Network, Career Toolkit resources, skill development, Udemy, right? It's flexible, self-paced courses and technical and soft skills. LinkedIn Learning, you might be able to enroll into one free LinkedIn Learning every month, right? Coursera, Skillshare, there are a lot of free ones available, right? Then there are AI-powered career tools, resume.io, Grammarly, Crystal, Calendly, Humantic. There's so Notion. There's so many other tools that are available for you to do. Success is about showing up, right? How many of us don't show up? This is what Alejandro said, right, Alejandro? At 6 months, you had to dig deep, find your grit, and success is about showing up even on tough days, right? Pick one AI tool, commit to one discipline habit that you're going to do. Share one grit story once a week in the STAR format, right? The most successful people aren't those who never fall down. They are the ones who get back up consistently, learn from that experience, and keep moving forward with renewed determination, right? I drowned in 4 feet of water. I'm 58 years old. I still have the fear of water. I've not learned swimming. If I had that grit and discipline, I would have got into that pool next day, right? I would have gotten over that. And what did that fear do? It made me stop showing up to the pool, right? And till date, I'm afraid to go near a pool, right? So I always say there is a lot of losses that you may not know unknowingly that happened to you because you never showed up. Because of, could be fear, could be somebody saying what, but like I told you, grit, discipline, and the attitude, which is part of the grit that you need to do, is right. Your career transformation starts now with your next action. You have the grit, you have the tools, you have the support. Like PWN, for PWN is supporting you with Udemy, right? They have invested in your career growth and your welfare, and for you to do whatever you need to do. Most importantly, you have unique perspective and proven resilience that working world needs. what will you commit to first? Today, if everybody commits to one action items that they need to do, I think we all will be successful. Anything else, Alejandro?
No, I mean this is great, and just to kind of follow up, and again with even my own experience, yeah, even with the scheduling, right? I set my schedule out to where like it was around like 8 o'clock in the morning to about like noon. I was applying to jobs, rewriting like my cover letter, trying to find like some trainings, trying to even connect with like recruiters on LinkedIn. So yeah, I was staying disciplined and just being repetitive about it. That really just helped a lot. And it also made me feel better, right? Because I'm one of those people like, if I'm not doing that, I'm going to feel guilty. I'm going to go into depression. I'm going to get anxious, so I prevent that from happening by having that grit and that discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when we started planning the nap chat before it was the nap chat.
That's right. Exactly. you know, and that's the key, right? And I've always been, I mean, throughout my careers, it's always been about networking, right? Just connecting with the right people. That's given me great opportunities, and telling my story, right? Because when I'm meeting those people, I'm telling my story. I'm talking about those successes that I had, and I was thinking about that. Saying you reminded me when I was with the last corporation I worked for. I changed a big process, and that process earned me 3 raises in 1 year, and it equated to 18%. I mean, that was wild, and I wasn't expecting that. I saw an opportunity to, change a process, to prevent the company, from having any type of litigation. And so once that
And
changed,
that saved them millions of dollars.
it potentially, right? I mean,
Yeah.
potentially it can.
That's not something that is measurable until something bad happens, and then you have to pay out that payout, right, Alejandro?
Exactly. That's it, right? Is preventing all that from happening. That's what the companies look for, big or small. If you can save them money, at that point or in the future, that's a big win. So yeah. So yeah, thanks. No, thanks, Sam. This has been a great topic. We'll make it available for everyone to see on our Circle platform. If you guys haven't yet joined, you can do that by going to our website, pwn4pwn.org. Click the join button, and that'll get you right in our Circle community. So then you can rewatch this, but you'll also get the presentation as well. There'll be a link, to view Sam's presentation, and then of course you also get access to all the other programs, in the community, and it's free. And one thing too, for those out there that are interested, that have a Facebook group, we'd love to invite you over to move your Facebook group over, or just invite people over. You can have your own free space, where you can manage your groups, and you don't have to deal with all the Facebook nonsense where things are being flagged and you have to check content and all that. So definitely check us out. All right, everyone. Well, anybody else, like, you guys got questions about anything? Any follow up?
Thanks, Sam. That was good.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
so awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Alejandro, I see a question from
Oh,
Solomon.
Solomon. You said
I was just mentioning I went to the site, and I think you guys will get a hold of me on
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure.
Okay, cool.
There's no rush, but yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll make sure you get the email so we can, get the process going. Yeah. So we'll,
All
we'll
good.
definitely do that for you, buddy.
Cool. Have a
All
good night.
right.
Thanks.
All right,
Thank
you too.
you.
Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.